Alright folks, so we have a over the range microwave Frigidaire. I have to connect it to the breaker with a separate line, 20 amp. Oh, for that I bought 72 inch I believe, drill bit. So the initial plan was to go to the roof, to the attic, and from the attic go all the way down to the garage side of the bedroom and then drill a hole and go down from there. But that wouldn't be possible for me. It'll be super challenging because I'll have to cut a hole from the top and then find a hole, or cut a hole from the bottom, from the garage, and I'll have to find like the exact place where they'll be meeting each other. So that would be a challenging part. But the next option would be I'm just gonna cut a hole from the inside and then one more hole of the drywall and go down from here, and then I'll be using this 72 inch to cut a hole, and then it'll pop out from the garage ceiling. I did actually open this for the GFCI project over here, so I know where the exact locations of the wires are. So I'll just open the drywall again and cut a hole from underneath. This is what it looks like inside the drywall. Alright, so this is how it looks like with more light. So we are actually on the far right side of this stud. So I'll be drilling more specification to this one. So we did cut a hole. Let's check the garage. I did hit the stud. Also, I believe the drywall because it went all the way down. Alright, so I was right. I actually cut a hole over here. So that's what I'm gonna use, and then attach either to this side and then have a separate line over there, or I can do this side too, so that I can have all the wires from one side. Either way is fine. But before cutting this, I did make sure that I wasn't hitting any pipes or wires. So you can use your phone with the light to see if there's any obstacles, or you can use endoscope. I did purchase it, but I haven't used it for this one yet. It's coming today, so I'll probably use it for the recessed lighting in my home. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the 20 amp yellow Romex wire and tape it to this, and then take it all the way up to the kitchen. Alright, so I did tape it so that I can pull it in the kitchen. Have all of this here. It should be enough. So now I'm gonna pull this out. So I used the wrong tape, so it got torn out, and then I couldn't pull the wire. I'll be using this type of tape, like electrical tape too. It's good, so I can use this one too. So now what I'm gonna do, instead of pulling it, I'm gonna push it from the bottom. It looks like the hole is not symmetrical. I think the hole is over here on the stud, but the drywall hole is over here. So I'm gonna go up and stick this out from there. I'll try to use the head instead of the bottom, so that I can have more room for the wires. This is how it looks like. Not sure if you can see it properly. This is the stick. This is the stick that goes to that. So I'll have to move it to the hole. So I did stick it. Should be good. Should be enough. Now I'm gonna tape it from the bottom. Alright, so here's the stick. I'll be taping the wire now. So taped up, moved it to the up. So here's the stick. I'll be bending it a little bit and then push it to my side. Hopefully I can get it without a problem. So every time when I try to pull it up from kitchen or garage, it gets stuck to the hole. So looks like the hole is too small, even though this one is good for one wire. So what I'm gonna try to do right now is just to tape the wire from here and then push it from here. And the easiest option is just to cut a drywall over here and then drill it down. So far it's looking good. Got into the hole. Looks like we got it. Okay, we got this. So most of my tape was not good, so if you're using tape, just use better quality one so that you don't get stuck in the hole there and waste your time. Alright, got the wire. Yeah, it was definitely because of the tape. Got it all the way. So the next step would be to cut a hole in the cabinet and then attach it to the outlet and put the microwave up here, put the hanger for the microwave and attach it to the wall cabinets. So just gotta measure how much you need. I think I'm gonna go with that route because it's easier, and then I have breakers on the right side, pretty much empty, so I'm gonna be using one of that breakers. So I gotta put 20 amp over here. It looks like it's a G. So you use these hangers on the back and the plugs for whatever you won't be using the holes, and then attach it to the cabinet. So if you don't know where the stud is, I do have access for the studs. I can see in a market up here, but in case if you don't have, you can just take stud finder there. Cool part of this stud finder is that it has stud scan and then deep scan. Deep scan shows you how much it can tell you where stud is through the cabinet, so that's a good thing. So I have two studs over here, one over here and one over here. So I just want to make sure I'm not going to hit the stud. So I can mark the stud over here with pencil so that I don't hit it here. And probably I'm going to be using this side. So I did cut a hole here, but I totally forgot that there was a wood. I'm not sure what the size was. I believe they put it here for the cabinets to attach it back in the days. So this is how it looks like from the inside of the drywall. So I did cut it through. So now the challenge would be the wood underneath. This is the wood that I'm talking about. It's gonna be a little bit hard to coordinate. If there were no wood like this, it would have been easier. I just got a hole, put the fish stick, and then we're good to go. Or I can even use like the other sticks. So now what I have to do is dig a hole from underneath. I'm gonna be using this extension. I gotta find the right place now. Hopefully I can cut a hole over there, and so that I can put the fish stick from that hole, and it goes all the way, and then I'll hook up the wire and pull it. Another option would be just to attach this. Go through that hole and then dig a hole through there, but I'm not sure if that's possible. So that if I cut a hole there and there's a wood underneath, and it'll probably hit that, but I'm not sure. The only downside with that one is huge downside, I believe. If I did something wrong, then it'll go to the drywall of that bedroom. Actually, I was wrong. So it turns out I'm good. So that wood is actually further up. So I put a flashlight over here. And this is what we see. It's actually great. I thought it was a solid wood that covers all this side. That's why I thought it was a huge problem now. But I'm glad I figured it out. So I'm glad I actually cut a hole like that all the way. So now I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so I can pull this wire through. Since the distance is not that big, so I can use this wire like this, straighten it out, and make a hook. And probably I can just put it inside and pull it out from there. I can use my phone like this to navigate. As you can see, there's a light there. So I'll just have to hit that light. Yep, got it here. Just gotta push it. So I got the wire here. All right, pulled it out all the way. So I'm gonna pull everything from underneath as soon as I attach this box over here and then hook up the GFCI to this. Once again, I gotta use 20 amp GFCI for this and separate line for this one. Got the microwave over here. And then I'll have to put the microwave over there, install it there. So used half an inch drill bit, got that to cut that hole, and got 20 amp GFCI for this. All the line is gonna go to the line section of this, and there would be no load since it's a separate line for the microwave. And it got longer screws, 1.5, 10 instead of this, because I won't be using anchors because, as I mentioned before, I have wood behind this cabinet, so it'll go pretty good for that, and it'll be tight. So cover the upper and the bottom holes since I'll be using only the back side. Just make sure you got the 20 amp for the microwave. Time to install it. Got the box here. Now I have to the wires and GFCI. So it goes like this. This is hotline, neutral, and ground. Ground goes to the green, and the black hot goes to the gold. And then neutral goes to the silver side. Once again, it goes to the line section, not to the low section. Unscrew those screws, all three, so that you can have room for the wires. Just stick them in like this, and then you screw them back in. So the ground is on, it's tight. So on to the next two. Everything is wired up. Now I gotta put this two on to the back of the box. You can do it like ahead of time too. That way it's gonna be easier. Tighten this one up. I'll have to put this on to the back of the box. Okay. The hangers are ready, hooks, whatever you want to call it. Now I'll be using 1.5 inch screws to attach it to the cabinet and the wood on behind it. I can use the leveler just to make sure it's all leveled. I'll be using nut driver for this because it's much easier. And then, see, it doesn't have thread for the cross or the flat. Alright, so it's tight and firm now. It was fairly easy this way instead of doing the flat or cross lines. Alright, ready to go. This is nice and firm now. Just gotta put the drywalls back and then pull the wire from underneath inside of the garage. And one more thing, maybe I'll have to attach the wire to the stud from that side. All right, so pull the wire. It's gonna be a little longer But that's okay, I can cut it afterwards. So I'll try to attach all the wires onto the walls over here, and then comes over here, and then I'll have to connect it to the main breaker, to the electrical panel. So I'll have to get 20 amp breaker tomorrow. And for the face of that outlet, I could have used the metal piece once. I'll think about it, but there's no necessity for that unless it's like heavy duty stuff we plug there, but we don't, so it should be good, it should be fine, because the microwave is just gonna stay there like plugged in. So now I have to put the drywalls back. Okay, the wall is ready now for the microwave installation. All right, once again, this is 20 amp wire that I'll have to connect it to here. For the microwave, I'm gonna have to turn off the main breaker over here so that I can open up the panel and then connect this one. So the hole will be on top of the electrical panel. I'm not sure if you can see it from here, so I'll have to make a hole over here so that I can put this wire inside of the panel, and then it goes to here. Now the power is off. I can check it with the power detector here. So everything is off, so it's good. I will take this one out. All right, so this is how it looks from the inside. So make sure there's no power here, but this one is going to be on because that's the main that's coming from the outside. So don't touch this part because it's got power, but from here there's no power. So I'll be using one of those holes. As you can see here, all the hot ones, the black ones, are wired in to the breaker, and then neutrals are over here, and I mean the ground is over here and neutrals are over here, so you can connect it to any empty ones over here, and then ground you can connect it here too, and the black one, which is hot one, goes to here. Okay, this hole is ready. As you can see, the clamps, so we have to use clamps as well so that it doesn't come loose here. So the only thing over here, what they did, see the ground, and they put it together, and that ground is actually going down here. So that's what we gotta do. I believe we can connect to this ground, and then the white one I can put it like onto the empty one over here. And now I'll have to put this one into the hole over there, connect with the clamp, tighten it up, and cut it so that I can have so now the wire is cut over here and should be enough. I just have to put the clamp in here, tighten it up so that it doesn't move, and then I'll have to cut the wire cover, and I'm gonna have to split the neutral, hot, and then ground. So once again, I'll be using 3/8 of clamp connector over here. So this one goes to the top and this one goes to the bottom. So now this is ready, the washer over here. So I'll be putting from the top. So I'll have to pull the wire out and put this one in, clamp it in, tighten it up, put the washer from the bottom, tighten it up from here. I just cut this one and put it here just to make sure I got like enough wire here to connect. But you can do this clamp first and then tighten it up and then cut it. Like either or is fine. So the easiest way would be just to put the clamp in and pull the wire so that the clamp goes here. Alright, so I put the washer in. It's nice and firm now. I'll have to tighten up the top and cut the wire. Okay, so it's nice and firm now. It doesn't move. I'll have to cut the wire now. So now the wires are ready. I got all three. This is just paper, so I can take this out. Alright, so from here, either I can ground it here on top, instead of like putting here in the nut, or I can use this one of these empty ones, and then the white one goes to the bottom one over here and the black one goes here. So yours might not be like this. Usually when they have ground, it's like all the way here and then separate for the white ones, neutral ones, and then the black ones go here. So you might not have it like this. I think why they did this, because like they don't have enough room over here. That's why they're probably like opted in with this one, so that they can save bus spaces over here. So I see that they actually mixed up the neutrals and then the grounds over here, but they still have enough room. So I counted, we got 14 space over here. So we have about 7 breaker space over here. So that would be 2 2 wires per breaker. So that's 14. So we do have enough room, so I can just do it like that instead of like grounding it over here, because I don't feel it's a good way of doing that. So okay, so the white one, the neutral one, is ready. So I'll have to just tighten this one up. So the ground is ready too, so I have to tighten this one up as well. All right, so the black one, hot one, is in. I untightened the bolt so that I can put the wire in. Now I'll have to tighten it up. This one is good, stays here. Okay, so this one is firm now. Every time when you tighten it up, just make sure it's not loose, because you don't want any problem with this. And all right, so I checked pretty much everything. Looks cool. And don't forget your tools if you have it. Now I'll have to snap this one out so that we can have room for the new breaker. Okay, put the panel cover back on. So the moment of truth. Bismillah. Let's see. Okay, looks good. Now I'm gonna have to check the microwave. The moment of truth. All right, so here you go. Let me open up this. Okay, so we got GFCI. Yep. I like this sound. It works. All right, so we're gonna work on the microwave. Gotta see the paper on the wall. I'm going to use 1.5 38mm hole saw for the plug that goes underneath the cabinet to that outlet. So I got this rear wall template that we're gonna put it there to see if it's level, and then we already marked where we're gonna be putting the screws through the studs. So those 2 will be on the stud, and we can add more just to make sure like it holds up. And the mounting plate is on the back, so we'll have to unscrew it now. All right, so I accidentally ripped off the paper here. So it's gotta stay like this. You level it up, and then you mark a hole here and here, because we've got the studs going from this side and from this side. So this is the bracket that goes to here. So yeah. Okay. All right, so this is level right now. So we're gonna be cutting a hole here and on the other side too. Alright, so I got a template for the top cabinet. So the screw is gonna go this side and this side. This is the exhaust fan. So this is it here, and this is it here. So we just have to align it now. We got the holes ready. Here is the template here as well. Using 3/8. Got a hole there. So we're not gonna be using this because we already found the stud. So we're just gonna use the stud screws. So we're gonna use the 3/8 first, and then 1/4 for the other one. So one more time, we're not gonna be using the drywall now. Mark the hole for the hole saw for the cable that goes to the plug over there. The mole mount is on. Same thing over here, 3/8. Çıktı. Yeah, we're gonna put filler blocks because it's too tight over here. But you can put a filler block. Probably you know as is. Maybe later on we're gonna put a filler block. For now it's good. It's nice and tight. The hole is good. The line is not connected to the electrical panel, so I'm gonna do that next.